And U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken visited Israel for urgent discussions concerning the escalating conflict with Hamas in Gaza. This visit marks his third trip to Israel in less than a month since the conflict began, after Hamas's attacks on the 7th of October.
On a mission to mediate ceasefire, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken paid a visit to Israel for the third time since the war began. Holding meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister, Blinken emphasized on Israel's right to defend.
Hamas doesn't care 1 second or 1 iota for the welfare, for the well-being of the Palestinian people. It cynically and monstrously uses them as human shields, putting its commanders and command posts, its weapons and ammunition, within or beneath residential buildings, schools, mosques, hospitals. But civilians should not suffer the consequences for its inhumanity and its brutality. We've provided Israel advice that only the best of friends can offer on how to minimize civilian deaths while still achieving its objectives of finding and finishing Hamas terrorists and their infrastructure of violence.
But also stressed upon the need to respect the rules of the war, enforcing Israel to rethink about ceasefire.
We need to do more to protect Palestinian civilians. We've been clear that as Israel conducts its campaign to defeat Hamas, how it does so matters. It matters because it's the right and lawful thing to do. It matters because failure to do so plays into the hands of Hamas and other terror groups. There will be no partners for peace if they're consumed by humanitarian catastrophe and alienated by any perceived indifference to their plight.
Blinken later on met Israeli President, who thanked him for having moral clarity about Israel's situation.
Welcome, Mr. Secretary. You're a great friend, and we appreciate it, and we respect it. And I want to commend you wholeheartedly on behalf of the people of Israel for your moral clarity, for your incredible speeches, especially the one in the Senate, which gave the clear picture and the real truth as to the fate of the hostages, as to the tragedy that has befallen on our people, and of course as to the inherent right of the Israelis to defend themselves. And we are hearing from the outside the demonstration of the families. Our heart goes out to them. We understand it. We want their immediate release.
While the clamor for hostage release is only growing, Netanyahu has ruled out temporary ceasefire, asserting to fight until Hamas releases hostages.
המטרה של אויבינו היא השמדת מדינת ישראל. ואני אומר לכם, ואני אומר להם, אויבינו ייכשלו. הם יובסו. לא נרפה עד לניצחון, עד להשלמת היעדים שהגדרנו.
Given the tensions are escalating in Middle East following Israel's unrelenting fight, Blinken is scheduled to visit Jordan and may make additional stops on the region over the weekend before traveling to Asia early next week. Agency Report, Republic TV.